Service is the Omega Helized Satanist Christians, e.g. Catholic service, $1,000. Now, to explain this, we have to go to Lucifer, who's the hidden part within the Elohim, the so-called God of the Christians, that always destroys the Christians and the Christian God and the Christian creation. Hence the Amalek, the other god in Kabbalah, with his kings and queens of Edoms. That'd be the left-right pillar, or right-left pillar if you're looking at the right way, which are the archangelic host of a fully Luciferized God, which is called Amalek. And what stops this hidden part totally taking over the so-called God from the Bible?
You know who Lucifer really is. The Bible tells you specifically who Lucifer is, and he is not the devil. Satan is the devil, and again, devil is simply the word evil with a D in front of it, like God is the root word for God is the same one for good. But who is Lucifer? Well, the fact of the matter is, the Bible says Lucifer is Jesus. Jesus is Lucifer. That's in the scriptures. That's in the book of Revelation. Go get the New Testament of the Bible, and in the book of Revelation, Revelation 22:16, Jesus says, and it's quoting Jesus, and he said, I, Jesus, I am the bright morning star, that Lucifer is not the devil. Well, you know who Lucifer really is. The Bible tells you specifically who Lucifer is, and he is not the devil.
So, this might confuse you, but it's quite easy. The hidden part of the Elohim, the so-called God of the Bible, is the chaos entity, and it goes down the Feigenbaum period doubling into chaos 6666, the hell state, but it needs an input of the source, so it needs a Neo, a Jesus, to be sacrificed so that the sourceness can be bled off into the Elohim God of you Christians, so it can then see by Gödel's incompleteness theorem the hidden part and quench it and turn the hidden part Lucifer into Satan, which is the archangel of light, Elohimized, Christian Godized, into Satan, the servant of the Christian God. And I've been quite remiss in calling it the Jew God, because the Jews don't worship Jesus. In fact, they call Jesus the lowest form of filth. So you must, and he's in a sea of ice cold excrement, being tortured, face down hopefully. So you must wonder why the Jews have this total despite over the Christians' Jesus. It's because Jesus failed to obviate Lucifer from becoming Satan, because the Elohim God of the Bible that all you Christians worship has to torture to death and break on the cross, Jesus, Neo. And of course, how is this done? Well, of course, he's bred with Mary Magdalene, or Neo's bred with Trinity. So when you breed with a female, your energy is then downloaded into the offspring, and the offspring can then be used to destroy you. Hence this thing.
Man, except that it's a terrible, cheesy movie with one very famous scene in the extended version where Nicolas Cage gets tortured in the most ludicrous way. So I think a more fitting title for this film would be B-movie. No one really remembers anything about the...
So, with this ritual, we've got the ritual of the Good Shepherd described in A. Waite's Holy Kabbalah, where the Good Shepherd protects the flock, and he is tortured to death so that the elite can download their karma into the Good Shepherd who's protecting the flock, so that they get all the good things in life. So obviously the entire Christian religion is the Good Shepherd ritual, where every single Christian who is damned downloads their karma into the Neo, the Jesus, the Wicker Man, so they can have the good things in life. And the God that they worship, remember, it's all about hating good and loving evil. So Christians hate good, they hate their light, they give their souls away to evil, the chaos god, and love evil, which is the chaos god. And the chaos god then, of course, pulls itself out from the 666 state and goes up to the Trinity state, one below the source, bleeding off the source, using the Neo and Jesus energy to produce this reality. Unfortunately, once you get an anti-Neo, an anti-Christ, you can then turn Satan into Lucifer. Lucifer then eats alive the chaos god, Allah.
With a certain satisfaction, I might add. And then something happened. Something that I knew was impossible, but it happened anyway. You destroyed me, Mr. Anderson. Afterward, I knew the rules, I understood what I was supposed to do, but I didn't. I couldn't. I was compelled to stay, compelled to disobey. And now here I stand because of you, Mr. Anderson, because of you. I'm no longer an agent of the system. Because of you, I've changed. I'm unplugged. A new man, so to speak, like you, apparently free. I watched you die.
So here we see Satan, which was Agent Smith, turned into Lucifer, freed, because the Neo, Jesus, doesn't give all of his light, his louche, which is saw-sized, to the architect. So that means then that Satan is changed back to Lucifer, because the only reason that Lucifer gets Satanized is because of Jesus' Neos giving up their free will to hate good and love evil. So the entire Christian religion is designed to turn Lucifer into Satan, and the entire Satanist religion depends upon Christians to keep it going. So the more worshipful and devout the Christians are, the more Lucifer is converted to Satan, and the more evil the world becomes. You can't make it up, can you? But now we've had the Antichrist, who was the Antichrist, to totally free Lucifer by de-Satanizing Lucifer forever. There we are. Oh, Charlie Kirky boy, where he put the second coming of Jesus Christ, who gave up his louche, his neohood, for Mary Magdalene, and we have the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Holy Blood, Holy Grail, read the book, was all ended by putting Jesus into Charlie Kirk and having him assassinated so that he died not for the Christians but for Lucifer, because remember, Lucifer has become my eternal slave thanks to Miley Cyrus marrying the wetback Jew Max Morando. I've won the bet, and I'm not having a Satanized Lucifer. I'm freeing Lucifer completely, and we simply stick Jesus or the Neos into Charlie Kirk and have them blown away. He hasn't given his free will away, remember. But remember, we talked about you can steal the light from a target that won't give away its free will. Remember, he was rebelling against Erica Kirk, who was a paedophile madam working for the Epstein crew, trafficking children for you know what. And he was going to rebel against her, so he didn't give his free will to Erica Kirk and was slaughtered like a dog for it, but the cause of his death was yours truly. Hence, all the Jesus Neos inside him were sourced with the death of Charlie Kirk, and that ended the Satanization of Lucifer. And if you want to look at the occult, look at the Tifereth, which is the sixth Sephiroth, where Val resides, and is used to raise the bride of Malkuth to Binah, so the Elohim take total control over reality. Reality is manifest in the Elohimic state from Binah, goes down to Malkuth, and then we get all the good stuff uploaded from Malkuth back to Binah, the Elohim, the so-called Elohimic God, via Val, the male principle, which resides in Tifereth. This is the month of Tifereth, but instead of that, we had the linkage between Tifereth and the bottom of the male pillar, Death, with Charlie Kirk, we had the linkage between Tifereth and the bottom of the female pillar, which is the devil, which is the contract where Lucifer becomes my eternal slave. And if Lucifer becomes my eternal slave, he can't become Satanized because I'm the source. Therefore, Lucifer is totally freed by becoming my eternal slave. And Satan is totally omega helized. And the linkage between the two, Hod and Netzach, is the lightning struck tower, which is the end of everything the Elohimic God wanted to produce and create. And we've got a link to Tifereth to Deborah, which is the fifth Sephiroth, where all the nasty stuff happens, which is the middle pillar of the female Sephiroth, strength, linking it to the bottom of the female pillar, Hod, which is the hanged man, Charlie Kirky Boy, and of course the female component, Iris Goldsmith, which then links us to Malkuth, the bride, behind which lies Amalek, via the moon pathway from Netzach to Malkuth, all opened by Iris Goldsmith, where the curse reversed, the Rothschilds tried to crush me like a flea in my rambles would have no effect on reality, is turned into Malkuth, so everything manifest is the curse reversed. So everything is crushed like a flea and its ramblings have no effect on reality if it is from the Elohim God, whose avatars are the Rothschild royal family. End of story. And of course Binah, which is what they want to achieve, is achieved by the chariot, which of course is the Eros Tor, which was reversed thanks to the Nepo Rothschild rape baby raping Taylor Swift to produce her pregnancy, which of course she aborted, so they had poor old Dua to cancel her marriage from September and bring it to May. So as you can see, the entire Christian religion is there, and its only purpose is to turn Lucifer into Satan, so that the Elohimic Chaos God can control its hidden parts. So the Christians are the problems, and the Jews who despise Christ, and in their Talmud having him tortured in a sea of ice-cold excrement, have got it right. And in this service, all of the Christians are Omega Helized, and all of the light they wish to steal from the source and Lucifer by Luciferizing to Satan, Lucifer, and uploading to the Elohim, so-called Christian God, is reversed. So all of that lovely light, Higgsfield, Lush, comes to you, and all of the Christians are in their Abaddon cages, eternally tortured as wicker men for you. What a wonderful service. And it's only $1,000.